Hi, folks, and welcome to Progressive Short Takes. This is your host, Joe Firestone. Sorry I botched up the beginning of this particular live short take, but I hope you'll bear with me for a moment or so. Okay, he's impeached. He's impeached the second time. But Mitch is not coming back with the Senate until January 19th. We can tweet an explosion. We can send in all kinds of telephone calls, and mails to the Senate. But I don't think that Mitch is going to come back, until the 19th. That means the day before Trump is out of office, the day before Joe Biden actually takes over. Why is this happening? One reason why it's happening is because there was no impeachment of Donald Trump on January 6th. Sorry, not the 6th. January 7th, anyway. There should have been a bill of impeachment out on January 7th. It should have been passed on that day, if necessary, by a bare majority only of Democrats. It should have been placed on Mitch's desk on January 8th, while the Senate was still there. And then the business of the trial could have gone on between January 7th and January 19th, or perhaps a few days thereafter. But things could have been finished. Why did Nancy Pelosi proceed with all deliberate speed and not on an emergency basis? I don't know, but I think that was another bonehead play on her part, because that left open the move which Mitch is now making, which is not taking up the impeachment until Trump is just about already out of office. And so now the Biden administration faces a dilemma. No business of the administration's will get done if the conviction trial is taken up on January 19th or January 20th or January 21st. The Biden administration will be paralyzed, and paralyzed possibly where there is an incentive for the Senate to delay the impeachment trial as long as it can. As long as it can. The incentive is to paralyze the Biden administration. The incentive is to delay those checks. The incentive is to delay the relief. And it won't be Mitch's fault. After all, he has to take up the business of the impeachment at the time it's given to him, right? He can't wait. It's mandatory that he take up the business then. He can't take up any other business, as far as we know. Now, I know there's an inquiry into the parliamentarian of the Senate to see if it would be possible to do the impeachment for half a day and regular business for the other half of the day. But Many people think the parliamentarian is going to rule against the Democrats on that. Not because it's a party line thing, but because the Constitution makes it clear that impeachment business isn't superseded by anything else. I don't think there's room here to do impeachment business for only half a day. I think you have to do impeachment business until impeachment business is over if you're in the Senate. I think that's the way the parliamentarian, is going to rule. If the parliamentarian doesn't rule that way, well, so much the better. Then things can proceed in a more rational way. But the country is in an emergency situation right now. We have to have the economic relief for people, the further relief, and we also have to have the coronavirus relief. That's an emergency situation now because the UK variant B117, I believe it's called, of the coronavirus, while here hasn't really started spreading yet. But 2 weeks from now, it will have started spreading. We have to have as many people vaccinated as possible. It's an emergency situation. And no one in the presidency is in control of that situation. Trump certainly doesn't care how many people he kills. So we're sitting here and we have to face a situation where there's no vigorous administration trying to contain the economic impacts and the health impacts of the coronavirus. And meanwhile, the Senate is fiddling with convicting Trump. Now, I agree, convicting Trump is very important. And preventing him from running for office in the future is very important. These things are extremely important. But the coronavirus, economic side and healthcare side, even more important, the lives of people are at risk now. Many, many, many people. We're beginning to hit 4,000 a day fatalities. We have hit 4,000 a day fatalities. Now, for a few days this week, that's 120,000 fatalities a month. 2 weeks is big when you're running at the rate of 120,000 fatalities per month. And then you have another variant of the virus crashing in that is even more contagious, is going to infect even more people. We need those vaccinations now. We need action now. The Senate is sitting there. It isn't convening. One way or another, we have to dispose of Trump. I hope at least that Nancy Pelosi has had sense enough not to send the impeachment over to the Senate, since she took so long to do it. Folks, that was a bonehead play. Another bonehead play. How many bonehead plays do we have to have in order to replace this lady as the Speaker of the House? She is a disaster, a total disaster. And now the Biden administration is facing a disaster as a result. Just pray that she hasn't sent those papers over to the Senate. Just pray. Just pray that Mitch doesn't get a chance to do what he can to kill more people and to do what he can to simply delay what the Biden administration can do in order to set himself and his Republicans up for winning again in 2022. Because you know that he's going to try to go after that if he sees the opportunity. And he probably sees the opportunity now. Mitch is really good at that. Really good at seeing golden opportunities. And Pelosi keeps on presenting him with those golden opportunities. So there we are. That's the situation we face now. I think Nancy Pelosi has already botched the impeachment by botching the timeline on the impeachment. Yes, the other representatives were right. There had to be a strong and quick answer to Trump. Quick means January 7th. It doesn't mean January 13th. So I get a question, from Evelina. Hi, Evelina. Aren't there more than enough personnel in the administration to take care of all at the same time? There shouldn't be any excuses to delay COVID relief or anything else that is vital. It's not about the personnel in the administration. It's about the Congress passing legislation that is needed. Personnel in the administration also have to be confirmed by the Congress, confirmed by the Senate. The cabinet leaders have to be confirmed. So yes, this is going to hurt the relief effort for COVID. It certainly is. Okay, so that's this short take. I think she's botched impeachment up already. I think now it has to be postponed for a few months until the Biden administration can get a foothold and begin to operate, because the other issues are immediately so very important. And I think that then what has to be done is to go farther and impeach Trump. But we have to recognize that 2-3 months from now, if we're talking about convicting Donald Trump, 2-3 months from now, the urgency of a conviction will not be as great as it was before the new administration took over. There probably will even be a legal challenge at the level of the Supreme Court as to whether someone who is not in the presidency can be impeached afterwards. That's going to delay things. That's going to delay things. So this is bad. The sense of urgency will be gone when Biden is in the presidency. And popular support for impeachment and conviction will not be as great as it is today. And Trump will take advantage of that. So what I think should actually be done now, is to let impeachment wait and turn to the 14th Amendment. 14th Amendment Section 3 can be used to bar Trump from holding office now and in the future. It can be passed with a majority vote in the House and the Senate. Doesn't require the 2/3 vote, that impeachment, that conviction after impeachment actually requires. So, what I think Nancy should do right now is to rush a bill based on the 14th Amendment through the House right now. Let Mitch take that up on the 19th. I'm not certain when the 2 new senators will be sworn in. Probably best to wait, until then. to wait until Schumer, is the majority leader of the Senate. Then take that up. If the Republicans oppose it with a filibuster, use the nuclear option, get rid of the filibuster, and finish it in that way. Finish it. Use the 14th Amendment, Section 3 and Section 5 to finish it. But finish it now. Disqualify him from office now. He is too dangerous. You'll see why when I do my live stream later tonight. The plots are still going on, and they are very, very serious. So that's all for this progressive short take. I'll answer a question, from Barbara Werdig, then I have to go. Do you think they are this incompetent, or is it deliberate? There are so many questions about all that's happened. Yes, I think Nancy Pelosi is this incompetent. I do. I think she has had all this year. In fact, since she took over again in 2019, she has had a record of continued incompetence all throughout this particular period. So yes, I think she is incompetent. But Steve Wolfbrand has a new comment, has a few comments that are interesting, but I don't have time to take them up now. But of course, we'll have the usual in-depth show tonight. And if Steve will come back and reintroduce them, I will be happy to answer him at that time. For now, I have to end the broadcast. Thank you very much for coming.